Thank you, Tom. Now it is my honor to introduce one of the most unique and creative students that I've ever taught, our salutatorian, Daphne Fazan.
When Mr. Phillips, or Philly as he is fondly referred to in these parts, informed me that I was supposed to give a speech today, I felt very honored that he actually had enough faith in me to believe I could deliver an entire speech without saying anything inappropriate. Not because I would wish to embarrass any of the fine staff here at Leffingwell, or even because I am a blundering oaf who doesn't know when to shut her mouth, but because throughout the time I have spent at Leffingwell, my teachers have come to know me well enough to know that I have no desire to say anything but what I perceive to be the absolute truth. And what I hope to share with you all today is part of a truth that I have come to understand. Leffingwell is not your average high school, which in some people's eyes is the perfect argument against it. On more than one occasion, I have had the somewhat amusing experience of being ignored, condescended to, or just glared at simply because I have been a student at Leffingwell. Tell someone you went to Coast Union, and they immediately start to reminisce about their own good old days. Tell someone you go to Leffingwell, and they immediately run home to make sure their liquor cabinet is locked. I say this not to criticize Coast Union, or even to cast judgment upon members of this community, but in the hopes of identifying the origin of these types of biases that we are all capable of falling into if we are not careful. I could stand here and try to defend Leffingwell by saying that it follows the form and guidelines of any other high school, but that would be to disregard the essential ideals which it represents. We arrived here on different terms, under varied circumstances, and facing highly different obstacles. We came here because we wanted to escape high school, because we were not satisfied with the status quo and reluctant to try and fit ourselves into other people's boxes. In this life, how can we be expected to learn in the same way when we are not even here to learn the same things? E.E. Cummings, a favorite poet of mine, which Miss Pound can attest to, as I only recently admitted to having stolen her copy of his selected poetry, has said, "To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best, night and day, to make you everybody else, means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight, and never stop fighting." This is the challenge that everyone faces. It is especially important to keep in mind as we are heading off into what is so often referred to, I believe foolishly, as the real world. Maintaining one's sense of self becomes even trickier and more convoluted with the understanding that there will be trials we have no way of anticipating. The only constant basis for assessing our experience is our own sense of what is right and what is real. What marks us as a class is not our series of uniform success stories, but the different ways in which we have run, walked, crawled, and spazzed towards our goal. The point is that we have reached a definable turning point today, and while I'm sure it represents different things to us all, it is still a moment in time that will stand out from the many forgettable days. Whatever this place, this time was to us, it's ending. Whether we found it boring, brilliant, tedious, excruciating, or somehow deeply fulfilling, it is done, and we turn to what is next. It is fitting, perhaps, to offer some advice at this juncture, and so, because I am no older and only slightly wiser, I will turn to someone older, wiser than any of us. My mentor and home skillet, Walt Whitman. And he says, "This is what you shall do. Love the earth and sun and the animals. Despise riches. Give alms to everyone that asks. Stand up for the stupid and crazy. Devote your income and labor to others. Hate tyrants. Argue not concerning God. Have patience and indulgence toward the people. Take off your hat to nothing known or unknown, or to any man or number of men. Go freely with powerful, uneducated persons, and with the young, and with the mothers of families. Read these leaves in the open air every season of every year of your life. Re-examine all you have been told at school or church or in any book. Dismiss whatever insults your own soul, and your very flesh shall be a great poem, and have the richest fluency, not only in its words, but in the silent lines of its lips and face, and between the lashes of your eyes, and in every motion and joint of your body. I truly, sincerely, and passionately hope the best for all of you. Thank you.